We suck. We suck right now. We're going to be better, okay?
Are we a little sharper this week because we went 0-5 last week? I'll say I am. I looked in the mirror.
I do a show on Sundays on the radio, and my record against the spread is much better because by then Arizona is getting 9 points with Jacoby Brissett.
We used to do the show on Fridays, and we were just as bad.
Hello and welcome to Geoff Schwartz Smarty. Geoff Schwartz Smarty is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. It is Thursday, October 17th. I am Geoff Schwartz alongside Matt Ford. And Matt, we suck. We suck right now. We're going to be better, okay? We're terrible. We can't pick any games correct. We're going to do it anyways. We're going to go through the games. We're going to give you our wagers of the week. We were 0-5 last week, and to be fair, the best we had was 1-4, Matt.
Yeah, we were dead on 4 of them. We were 4 of them were done like by halftime. Like usually Jeff will text me at 10:15 and be like, we're going 0-5 this week. And this week we actually did. It happened.
The Saints would have had a chance after that weird OP on Stephon Diggs. I thought like maybe got a backdoor cover chance, right? Like a late score. The Commanders won about broke me. I actually
it
thought
broke
about
you?
never
I'm sorry
gambling.
That Monday night was hard for you. That must have been really difficult. I'm so sorry.
To be fair, that is fair. You are a Commanders fan. I think I texted you afterwards, like, I might be done gambling on the NFL after that game. I have now rescinded that. I had a bad weekend just in general, and I took the Commanders live before they went up 17-16. So I had a great number. They go up 17, then they go up 24-16, Matt, and then they fumble the handoff and lose the game. And money line, just a money line wager, not even to cover the spread. And yikes. So
it's the worst
here's
game
our
of
challenge,
career.
Matt.
It actually was.
Yeah, it wasn't great. The thing that's hard about this, and we'll be transparent about this, is we record this on Wednesday. All right, I might even say the wrong date at the top. I don't even know. We're recording this on Wednesday the 15th. All right, it is hard to pick games on Wednesday for Sunday.
We're starting the conversation for the week. We are the beginnings. You should listen to this.
Yes,
as like, oh well, I consider this and this and this as my opinions evolve. Last week, I ended up going against one of our picks.
Yeah,
the Chiefs.
I hate like saying that because it sounds like we're fools for saying what we say on Wednesday. But as of right now, as we record this, Matt, we don't have injury reports for Wednesday for every team.
Sure,
I haven't practiced. Some of these I haven't even practiced yet for the week. So
you know what though?
Stick with us here. Stick with us. We've never done this early ever. It could be a reason why. And, to your point, like I do a show on Sundays on the radio, and my record against the spread is much better because by then Arizona is getting 9 points with Jacoby Brissett, and I'm like, how? Of course, think Arizona on the road, right? Like those are things that we can't consider on Wednesday, Matt. So we're going to continue to give you the information about the games as they are right now. We're going to pick against the spread. We're going to stick with it, even though in the past, Matt, we have allowed ourselves a little bit of grace to change our picks via social media.
That's true.
I don't know if we want to do that again this year, but that is an option for us to do if by Friday. We have to leave a spot open. I feel like
we used to do the show on Fridays and we were just as bad. So like I think you're right, but like, come on. Like,
we were just as bad. 11 and 19 bad, 44%.
Yeah, no, not usually. I think that we're allowed to do that if like, we're like, well, if Patrick Mahomes is going to play, then obviously we're going to take this number for the Chiefs. But, if it's just like, we actually just fell out of love with the Saints, like there's nothing.
Yeah, I think, and I think too, like we have to leave a spot open for that. No, we've been bad. And one thing that I'm going to do in college football too is it's just to go with our gut time. I feel like sometimes we just sort of, like the Panthers last week was one we should have played. It was dumb. We didn't play Dallas either. Okay. Enough rambling because the first game of the week is one that I just don't know how we managed to not play, Matt, but it's just going to have to suck it up and play it probably. I don't know, man.
I think maybe we are. We're going to have to break a bunch of rules here, which would be Thursday nights, divisional games, and betting on the Bengals probably because they're catching 5.5 points to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just seems like they're just kind of moonwalking through this season. Everything's going their way. I feel like they have a cupcake every week, but they're 5.5 point favorites in a short week going against Joe Flacco and the Bengals, who did look a little better last week. So I assume that's the side you'd want to take here.
Yeah, look, I just don't know how we don't take the Bengals here, Matt. Joe Flacco is not the best quarterback in the NFL. We saw as he got more comfortable last week, he was able to find wide receivers, right? The thing about the Bengals is they have great wide receivers. If you got to get the ball to them, right? Like that's the issue. Getting the ball to them has been a problem. Jake Browning couldn't do that. Joe Flacco has done that. And he did do that last week, and they ended up covering that was 14 points, not 5.5. But I also think it's really interesting. Mike Tomlin this week, I'm sure you heard the comments about where he said, I basically like, why the Browns trade Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
And that made me think of a couple of things. Either one, he's sad for the Browns for playing Dylan Gabriel, who they just played, or he's sort of upset the Bengals are better now because of Joe Flacco being there. Which one of those sides do you think it is?
I was very surprised that he said anything because it kind of makes everybody look bad, including him. I think he probably is not thrilled to be playing Flacco, who last week, like the Bengals aren't back, but they didn't turn the ball over 100 times. They moved the ball decently against Green Bay. It was like a professional team. Like the whole sort of tone of even how they looked. Jamar Chase like catching deep balls or maybe not even deep balls, but at least like medium passes that just weren't there with Browning. I think he is probably a little bit frustrated, and I think the in-division quarterback trade is so rare. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take you have, that maybe he's just mad that the Bengals are better because they definitely are.
That's my take.
Yeah,
that's my take. I think he's pissed the Bengals are better.
I think there's also it's Dylan Gabriel. It's early, but what's even the possibility that he can be? What can he maybe be one day? What's he got? This is why I've said I think Sanders will end up starting this season at some point, and Sanders will surpass him at some point this year because of that. There's just Gabriel is what he is. He's going to be a backup for his entire career. He's going to be Chase Daniel. He's going to be a quality backup. It doesn't mess things up, Matt, but not a player that really you win with, right? You win because. And so that's why I don't really, we can't back the Browns really ever for that reason, but I think they're just going through the motions till Sanders gets to play, honestly. And then maybe Sanders is better in that spot. I don't know, man. But I just, the Gabriel thing, I'm with you. I don't really think it's going to be long-term and not going to last very long. Just a couple more notes here from our friend Evan Abrams. In Thursday Night Football, 3-7 against the spread for Mike Tomlin, as we know. And also, he's actually been profitable against the Bengals, but we know that road underdog. Here we go. Pittsburgh coming off a bye before the last game, blah, blah, blah. That's a low number there, but we know that, here we go. It's a favorite of 4 points or more. Yep.
Mike Tomlin is 13-26-1 against the spread. Since 2017, the least profitable coach in the NFL, even after covering last week against the Browns.
Yeah.
This is just not a spot the Steelers cover it ever, man.
Yeah, and the Steelers just are, I'm telling you, it just doesn't feel like they've had their weird, every year they have one of those games where you're like, what? They lost that one? Yeah. And they just, they've played a pretty easy schedule. They, nice win over the Patriots and, the Vikings, I guess. But I like the Bengals here. I think this is going to be, I don't think people have really understood what the difference between Flacco and Browning is. Flacco is at least competent, and the Steelers, always tend to have a goofy game like this, right? When you think they're riding high. So I'm fine putting the Bengals in, even though it breaks all of our betting rules. So maybe we can lay off of the London game, but maybe you have a side here. The Rams.
I don't like the London game.
Rams, Jags. As we record, the Rams are laying 3 points.
Yeah.
I don't really want to take the Jags here, even though they tend to overperform in London. And I don't really want to take the Rams until we know what the deal is with Puka. So I think this is probably a pass as of Wednesday, or as we record this. But I'm curious.
Yeah, it's a pass. It's a pass here. I mean, Jacksonville, man, geez, it feels like Trevor Lawrence's wide receivers hate him. They despise Trevor Lawrence. They sabotage him all the time. They don't catch the football, Matt. Catch the football. It's your job. They don't catch the football ever. And the Jacks still do things in games that don't make sense. And again, this is something that we've talked about with them, is the regression with turnovers, right, Matt? Is the defense, they're not forcing turnovers, Matt. How good is this defense? They forced so many turnovers for the first 5 weeks. Last week, and they forced one turnover last week. I'm going to find it right here off the top of my head. And, Seattle was able to sort of do what they wanted. They don't score 20 points, I get it, but they're able to hit some deep shots there. So without turning the ball over, what is it? No turnover. Seattle had 350 yards on offense. Terrible on third down. They were 1 for 12 on third down, but still, Matt, if the Jacksonville doesn't force turnovers, I don't know if their defense is that good. And the Rams did not play their best game. Maybe sort of expecting against Baltimore. I think they played better this week, but you're right. The status of the wide receivers are important to note here. So I think it's a complete stay away for now. I would actually probably, if the Rams are healthy, I think I would actually lean the Rams here, getting 3 points. I mean, laying 3 points, but I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, interesting that McVay has this trend of being really good going west to east, and internationally he does. Yeah. He's covered the 2 games internationally by 16 points. So there is a possibility that like the Liam Cohen regime maybe just hasn't done this yet. McVay has some kind of edge there, but not enough for me to feel comfortable laying the 3. Especially, I think if Puka's out, like how much does this go down? Does this turn to 2? Like, is he worth a point? I think he probably is.
Probably, yeah.
Which is pretty incredible for a wide receiver. Okay, so that's a pass. Moving to the 1 p.m. slate, the first one we have is the Mike Vrabel revenge game. Tennessee is catching 7 with Mike McCoy. Is that their new coach now?
Yeah.
Facing Vrabel and the Patriots.
So Brian Callahan has been atrocious. I think he's covered like 4 games in Tennessee. It's just so bad. They said Jeffrey Simmons, their defensive tackle, Matt, after the game they lost to the Raiders. It was Raiders, right? They lost the Raiders last week. Said something to the effect of like, we didn't practice very well on Thursday and Friday. You don't see that very often. That was the last straw, in my opinion, why you get rid of Brian Callahan. And so the question is this, Matt, is I don't really believe a new coach bump. I don't actually believe in that. But it was so bad in Tennessee. Do we get just something better from them without their head coach being there? And I'm not sure Mike McCoy is that big of an upgrade, but is there something, is the team playing with a renewed energy, with better schemes, just something better in this game? Because 7 points, again, is a lot in the NFL. The revenge spot's kind of silly in my opinion. Maybe Vrabel tries to score late and make this a 14-point game or 10-point game and cover the spread. Worth noting, though, teams playing their 3rd straight road game are 16, 24, and 2 against the spread, which is the Patriots here over the last 20 years. And in the last 25 games, they went 4 and 19 against the spread with Brian Callahan. Oh, so bad, dude.
Yeah.
So bad. I mean, it would be Titans or nothing here, but I just don't know, man.
Yeah, no, it's a pass. I think the Titans have been so dreadful to bet on that I think I almost welcome the chance to bring them back into even the possibility, but I'm not sure. This mirage I think that's out there that a new coach can really improve things. Callahan's the 23rd coach to be fired. The next game, teams are 11-11 against the spread. It's like, how often?
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that new coach bump.
Yeah, I mean, it proves it. It's like they're half the time, and I actually don't think this line that unfriendly to the Titans. Like, I kind of feel like it's pricing in a little bit of a bump. Like the Patriots beat Buffalo. Like the Patriots, they won
first in division right
last
now.
Week. Yeah, so
the first in division.
I will say though, one thing that I am thinking about, the public is getting killed, which is not necessarily a great sign for us. I had this in here somewhere. This is again from Evan. Teams getting 70% plus of tickets this season are 4-16 against the spread, and the Patriots are getting 80% of the tickets as a road favorite. So if we're stuck, I feel like we can consider this one just based on that. But I'm not dying to put Cam Ward and the Titans in the mix against Mike Vrabel, who's definitely got his eye on a win here.
Well, I think his eye on a win and make an embarrassing Tennessee. That's the thing, right? Like they could be up 3 or 4 late in the game, and instead of running the clock out, Matt, they take a shot deep, right, to go up 10 or 11, right? Like they certainly do that in this game, and that's my concern about. Even up 7 late in the game, Matt, like we get a push and they kick a late field goal or they go for like that's my concern about this specific. I can see Vrabel doing that in this contest.
Yeah, we were talking, a few of us at the office the other day, about the concept of revenge games in general and if they're real, because Rico Dowdle had one last week. The Bears had one against the Commanders. Like Vrabel's going to be extra motivated. Like, it seems kind of strange that you would be extra motivated. Like, it's your job. You're going to show up either way. Like, where are you on revenge games? Like, in the context of like an NFL player and gambler, like, are they real things?
The revenge games only work if you're good enough to be part of the revenge. Like, you can say all you want a revenge game, but if you stink, it doesn't matter, right? Man, like, the Patriots are good enough potentially against Tennessee to make this a quote unquote revenge game. Now, because there are 17 games and you need essentially 17 different ways to motivate yourself, it's hard to motivate yourself the same way every game, I should say. If you're Vrabel and this week it's revenge, right? Next week it's something else. Like, you can use it as a theme to help you get through the week. Certainly fair. But you have to be good enough to actually do the revenge on the field, right? You might say you want revenge, you might not be able to do it, right? Because you're not good enough. So the Patriots are in this spot, I feel like, can do the revenge because Tennessee's so bad, they can make this game ugly at the end if it goes their way.
Well, interesting. That's really interesting.
Do you have any revenge podcasting stories?
I don't. Do you? I feel like you've got something on deck there.
No, I'm just curious. Nothing.
Like, basically, are we a little sharper this week because we went 0-5 last week? I'll say I am. I looked in the mirror.
Looked in the mirror, just pointed like you better get better. I switched my pens. Normally I do a green pen. I went with blue today. So there we go.
We're coming right back. Hey, speaking of revenge games, Carson Wentz is going to play the Philadelphia Eagles. We think Carson Wentz is going to play the Eagles. The Vikings are catching 1.5 at home. This is a very fishy line for Philly, who's sort of reeling, but gets a long extended rest after losing to the Giants. What side does this scream to you? I like really stared at this one for a while.
We're saying neutral field. They're better. They're 3.5 points better than Minnesota. I mean, Carson Wentz. So look, the longer this always happens, right? The longer the backup quarterback plays, the worse they look.
Yep.
And while they did beat the Browns, Carson Wentz wasn't great in that game. He was fine, Matt, but wasn't great. Eagles are going to be pissed about the way they played right now. Again, are they good enough to use that, to play better essentially, right? This line screams take the Eagles, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I feel like they're begging you to take Philly, which is very weird. Vikings have just had like a very strange season this year. Snuck by the Bears, got killed by the Falcons, which looks a little better now that that's aged a bit. But to me, I think the sharp play here is clearly the Vikings because the Eagles they're catching about 70% of the action. This road favorite Eagles thing, like clearly everyone is just kind of down on Philly, but I kind of feel like this is a buy low spot for them because when have they looked worse in the last 4 years?
You also, if you're on Philly, you're betting against Carson Wentz.
Right. Yeah. It makes me nervous, but this also was at 2.5 for, I think, yesterday when I last looked at this. So it's come down in the direction of more people have, I guess, bet on the Vikings. So I think we have to at least put the Eagles through, but God, man, this one feels like a total trap, but I feel like I can't resist it.
So a couple of notes here that Hank put in for us, I'm sure from John Ewing, but least profitable coaches against the spread coming off a loss. Brian Callahan, Matt Rule, Gabe's favorite coach, Nick Sirianni, 7-14 against the spread. Also the same exact number, of course, Jalen Hurts, 22nd game off an Eagles straight up loss, 7-14 against the spread in those games. So not always been great at the bounce back spot, Matt. But again, you get a pissed off Eagles team playing Carson Wentz, as of right now. I mean, I don't believe in Carson Wentz. It's that simple.
Yeah. The Eagles D is banged up. Totally get it. The secondary's got problems. The Vikings obviously have great receivers, but as Carson Wentz or JJ McCarthy for that matter, I guess, or whoever the third string guy, are they going to be able to take advantage of that? I don't know. It's going to be a tricky one. Here's one that I can't believe we're going to have to discuss. Let me make sure I'm in the right order here. Panthers at Jets. Good Lord. Jets are at home. They're catching 1.5. Panthers coming off a nice win against Dallas. If you're going to tell me that you want to take the Panthers here, I'm going to have to.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at stuff right now. I mean, the answer, no, you can't do that. But what if the Jets, Matt, are just so poorly coached and suck so badly that they're not going to win many games this year? Like that's the thought, right? Is that the Jets are so bad right now. However, Justin Fields, if they bench him this game, and this is the only problem with this game, Matt, to me, is like he's on hot seat to be benched. Yeah. If he doesn't throw the ball again like he did like last week, a bunch of sacks, and the Jets defense looked much better last week. If he gets benched, I want no part of the Panthers on the road with Tyrod Taylor being the Jets quarterback, right? Like just a more competent quarterback. Justin Fields can't throw the ball. He doesn't get rid of the ball. He gets sacked. He just stands in the pocket, gets sacked. Looks at the first read, pulls the ball down and runs. Carolina's rushing attack's been great. This is Bryce Young on the road here against, again, a Jets defense that's been better, which is good to note, right? We talked a lot about how their defense, has had issues this season and how that's not good for Aaron Glenn. But no, I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna be off the Panthers here because again, I think that if Taylor was playing, this would not be the same number, Matt. And I do think at some point Taylor does play in this game if it goes the way it's been going for the Jets offense.
Bryce Young has played 18 road games in his career. How many would you guess he's won?
18 road game, 2.
1. He has 1 and 17 straight up on the road. He's 8-10 at home. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not good, but like it's not bad. But that is a drastic split. And for the Jets, like, the Jets stink. Everyone's out on the Jets, of course, but like, are they going to go 0-17? Probably not. And if you don't think that they're going to go 0-17, got to find their win somewhere. And they play, maybe the Browns in a couple weeks at home. But like you look at the rest of their games, there's a lot of road games. Patriots, Ravens, they play the Falcons, maybe the Dolphins is a chance at Jags. I feel like this is kind of their spot. And you mentioned Fields potentially playing for his career here. At least I'm not pushing for the Jets. I don't think we can do that, but the Panthers to me feel like a total trap. And I have a feeling by the end of the week, I'm going to reluctantly put a Jets ticket through DraftKings because I just have a feeling that's how I'm going to.
That's gonna. I probably won't be doing that, but that probably will be the right side if you're contrarian wagering on this game. That's going to be the right side. Yeah,
I hate it, but I think that is reality. Okay, Raiders Chiefs in KC. The Chiefs are now 11.5 point favorites. The resurgent Chiefs.
Yeah. So they take the Chiefs team total over. That's just the only way to play this one. Yeah. I will say. So. It's not up yet. I don't even know if they have stuff like this, but I think they do like first reception for Rashee Rice. I don't think he gets a ton of yards in this game yet, but I think the first play of the game, they throw the ball to him somehow. He gets the ball somehow in the first play of the game.
That's fun.
So those are not up on DraftKings yet. They have like some very little props up now, those exotic props. But I do feel like that's a possibility for the Chiefs. If you're looking for something fun, Rashee Rice, just like first reception. I think that's what they have available as well. So maybe worth looking at that price. Not up yet. Won't be up, I don't think, for till later in the week. So worth noting there. Actually, wait. Here we go. No, they have some first drives up, but not who gets the ball first. So. If you think the Chiefs are going to get a first down on their first drive, Matt, you can lay $500 to win $10. When you know,
maybe not.
Maybe 500 to win 100. I'm sorry, 500 to win 100. I'm sorry, better. But still, that feels like a lot of money though.
It sure does. First down. I'm not a mathematician, but that sure does. I was curious what you thought of Pete Carroll. Sort of took a shot at Chip Kelly, saying you don't want your quarterback to have to do the whole show and sit in shotgun and throw the football, got to run the ball basically. I wonder if this to me feels a little bit like the game the Raiders like maybe look a bit more like the team I hoped they were coming into this season. Maybe they changed their approach a little bit, but kind of feels like that Chip Kelly is maybe skating on some thin ice kind of early in the season. Do you get that sense?
Yeah, I didn't get the higher. You know what's interesting? So Chiefs run defense, I know where you're going with this, is EPA against the rush is 29th.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel that bad though, right?
No,
they don't allow the opponent to rush the ball a lot.
It felt like they were pretty damn good against the Lions last week. I know Gibbs had a nice game, but Montgomery didn't do anything.
They've been good. They're good against the Eagles. They're good against the Ravens. Thing about that though is that like if the Chiefs get out to a 14-0 lead, you can't run the ball anymore, right? So you panic and start throwing the football, and that's the problem when you can't face the Chiefs. Like, do you stick with your game plan? The chip stuff is interesting. I don't really. He's not been great in the NFL, Matt. He's been much better in college, and maybe the NFL game doesn't fit what he does. The Raiders also shuffling offensive linemen. Geno Smith, we know, not great, and I don't like the direction they're in. I'm not laying 11 or 12 with the Chiefs, but Chiefs team total over seems like a way to play this game. Matt, their offense has been on fire since they got everyone back, and now they had Rashee Rice, and then also, Mahomes is confident, and the run game's picked up a little bit. They're doing under center runs finally. The one question, and I think this, we won't have an answer to this, is left tackle Josh Simmons is still out. They say he's dealing with a family matter in California, but you have Jalen Moore. It's why you didn't sign him for that purpose, but having that player, and we saw on Sunday night how important it was to have Moore there, makes the Chiefs offense be able to function if they miss one of their tackles. So I like the Chiefs right now. I think it's 28.5 right now, team total over. You can adjust it down to 27, Matt, and get yourself the ability to lay a little more juice, but you get 27.5 minus 125 right now for Kansas City. I think the Chiefs are going to score a bunch of points in this game.
Yeah. I don't hate the Raiders. They play the Chiefs pretty well. Remember that Christmas Day win a couple of years ago last year.
They always do. Yeah, they always play the Chiefs well. Yeah.
It was within a score each game. The Raiders 17-19 last year in the last second meeting. Do you want to advance the Raiders here, or are we out?
No.
Okay, let's pass. Oh God, I'm reluctant to talk about this one because I have an opinion.
Yeah, but I think we might be on the right side here in this one.
No, Dolphins at Browns, a game that will only be watched by people with a betting interest. My guess. Browns are 2.5-point favorites. What side are you on, buddy?
The Browns.
Yeah. God help us.
The Dolphins are, you can mute yours if you like. They're effing awful.
Yeah.
But they're terrible. Like they're not only, they came back late against the Chargers, who are so beat up right now they can't protect the passer. Like whatever. The Chargers get close to charging and then just don't. It's good. Jim Harbaugh's led them in that direction, which is good. But the Dolphins, 1-5, I think. The dreaded vote of confidence from the ownership this week. we think it's in the right direction still.
Yeah.
It's not. Tua's calling out the players, not coming to meetings, not being on time. That's a reflection of him, by the way. If they respected him enough, they'd go to the meetings, Matt, right? They'd be there on time. I saw a Big Cat tweet. He's like, Mike McDaniel can't wear those goofy pants after a 1-5 start. Like he wears those. You saw that? Did you see that tweet too?
Yeah.
He's wearing the goofy pants. Like I'm with him on that. You can't wear goofy pants like that and suck. And look, Dylan Gabriel is what he is, but the Browns defense is still good. They can move the ball against a 32 ranked Dolphins defense. I think they're going to be fine moving the ball this week against them. They have good weapons. Gabriel will do enough for short passes, take a shot here and there. They'll run the ball well against Miami. So I like the Browns here, man. 2.5, and you could have gotten a better number early in the week. That's what it is right now. But also worth noting, the betting splits, man. People on the Dolphins, buddy. Yep. Big portion of people on the Dolphins this week. And this is a good spot to grab a team right now in the Browns that no one's on after that tough loss to Pittsburgh, and their defense hasn't been great. Their offense hasn't been great right now. But again, spread tickets, a little bit even money going to the Dolphins, but also other places, Matt, big split toward the Dolphins here.
Yeah, that we love that. Tua 1-8 straight up on the road in his last 9 starts. Dolphins kind of got a little bit of pop after keeping it close with the Chargers. This is just a Browns spot. It's going to be, there's a 50% chance of rain on Sunday. It's,
I was going to ask you about that. I was looking at the weather. Is it going to be cold? Because if it's cold, the Dolphins can't handle the cold.
I mean, it's 67, which, is cold for Miami. Wind at 16 miles an hour. Like, it's just going to be one of those games where it's going to be on the grounds. You mentioned Miami's run defense. I wonder what we can look at here for Judkins' rush totals here, because I have a feeling he's just going to go crazy in this one.
It's going to be will it be up right now though?
Over 17 and a half longest carry is a market that DraftKings.
I kind of like that actually right now.
Yeah,
I'm going to write down Judkins as a rushing prop.
Judkins minus 120 ATD. Wow.
Oh, worth noting, by the way, the Dolphins allow the most yards to tight ends. I've been taking the tight end over every week against the Dolphins.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Bannon or Njoku maybe? Yeah.
Njoku if he's healthy, probably. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, all right. We're putting the Browns in. We actually have a lot of bets in that game, which is usually how this goes. Last game of the 1 p.m.s. I have a feeling we're not touching this one. Saints Bears. No. This is now down to 4.5 for Chicago at home. I don't know what they're trying to get us to bet here. You have a feel on this one?
Run for the hills on this one, buddy. So the Saints, 1-5 now, right? Not really. Like, what are they good at? They're on the road, outside, on grass. Spencer Rattler. The Bears obviously felt great about their win from Monday night. They're back home after on a short week though, but they had their bye week to prep mentally, right? At least the coaching staff for the Saints, so they have a good plan in place. I mean, they're begging to take New Orleans here, and this was 5.5. It's now 4.5. So
yeah,
there is some sharp money on New Orleans here, but I don't want to hit it.
Yeah, at other shops, I see there's still some 5.5s out there, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah. I feel like we've backed the Saints too many times this year, and they told us every time.
This is not the spot to back the Saints, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't either. All right, we're done with the 1 p.m. games.
All right. Let's take a break. Video viewers, stay tuned. Audio viewers, will be back in just a second. All right, Matt, we're back for the 4 o'clock games here. Good slate. We have 2 Monday football games again in this block, and then we'll hit the college football as well. Oh boy, Giants at Broncos. There is only one right side, in my opinion, in this game. I don't like it.
I think I'm with you. Maybe the America's team, the Giants. Everyone loves Dart and Scattaboo. They are 7-point underdogs in Denver. Denver coming back from a gross win in abroad, somewhere in England, I believe. Broncos catching 7.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Denver's the side.
They're laying 7. Oh, Denver's absolutely the side in this game, Matt.
Yeah.
100%. Right now on DraftKings, 75% of money was on Giants +7. Thursday night win. The exciting whites, Cam Scattaboo and Jackson Dart. Denver calls plays like they're terrified of Bo Nix and what he's going to do. And I do worry about the Giants' defensive line, but the Broncos have a good offensive line. This is a matchup that the Broncos should be able to neutralize. But think about this. Think about how the Broncos have looked this season at various times, Matt. Think about how the Giants are playing now. The number is still 7. Still 7 after all of that, right? After the Giants beat the Eagles. Oh my God, the Giants, they're so good right now. They're playing so well. We believe in them. They beat the Eagles by 2 touchdowns. Broncos, gross game against the Jets. 7 points.
Yeah. I'm not a big believer in Denver usually, but they don't generally win by 7. They beat the Titans by 8 and they beat the Bengals.
That's the problem.
One of the Browning games by 25. They play these teams close. They're ugly games. The thought would be that Dart would come out and have a bit of a meltdown against a very good defense that's healthy with great corners and different kinds of looks. I wish this was 6.5. I just refreshed just to make sure that it wasn't, because I do feel like the fact that it's not and they're getting all the tickets on the Giants should tell you something. It's a tough number, but I would still at least advance it.
I would absolutely advance it forward. Might not be one of our 5, but you have to advance it forward. The good news is the next game will be one that we will put in Sharpie immediately, and we'll bet against this team for the 100th time this season. Hopefully we win for once.
Okay. Colts Chargers. We're betting the Chargers are 1.5 point favorites here in LA.
Yeah.
Chargers?
The Chargers.
Okay, great.
Look, the Colts are 5-1, Matt. They have beaten what? The 1-win Cardinals, or the Cardinals have 2 wins now, the 2-win Cardinals. The 1-win Raiders, 2-win Raiders when they played them, right? I mean, they've beaten nobody except the Broncos, who they shouldn't have won that game. We agree on that, right? That's a game they shouldn't have won. They beat the Dolphins, the Titans, the Raiders, and Cardinals. The one time they played a real team, they lost by 7 to the Rams in Los Angeles. They're back in Los Angeles, oddly enough. I wonder if a team has played twice in SoFi in a season as a road team.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Back in SoFi. Back in SoFi. And the Colts, look, I get it. They're playing well. DVOA second, like all these great things, but their defense is not great, Matt, for how good the team is. They have allowed a lot of points. They allowed 27 points to Arizona last weekend. I'm worried about the Chargers' offensive line. I'm worried about, just Herbert in general sometimes. But man, I just like the Chargers a lot in this spot. I don't know why.
I do too. Just not a big believer in the Colts. And it's sort of just a bit of I think that people are just sort of down on the Chargers, right? They snuck by the Dolphins. They got blown out by Washington, who I think is warranting a bit more skepticism. I don't know. The Colts going outside, the Chargers, their run D is definitely a little shaky. They definitely have some receiver injuries.
It's not good right now.
But I think just a little bit of regression to the mean here. If we had seen this line week 1, we would have been like, Chargers should be favored by 4.5. Like, what is this? So I'm with it. I agree. I think this is just like a nice spot to take a short home favorite, better coach, better quarterback. Good situation for the Chargers. And yeah, I circled this one right away too. So that's good sign. It's at least advancing, not necessarily a good sign it's going to be a hit, but we're going to take it anyway. And another one I think we just kind of have to breeze through. Packers, Cardinals. Packers seem like they just get like they're another team walking on air. Everything's coming at Packers. Cardinals are 6.5 point home dogs. We do not know Kyler Murray's status. So we just want to pass this one and move on.
We do want to pass on this one. Can I tell you a personal thing quickly?
Please.
So I'm in New York City as we record this. My wife is at home in Charlotte. Now she's at work. We have a babysitter over with the kids. And like, my wife's like, hey, can you order the kids Shake Shack right now to the house? Like, can you order them Shake Shack to the house? You are in Charlotte.
The time it's
luckily
sent the text, like you could have probably.
Luckily, I just have to just like hit order again because we just order the same thing every time. But it's just funny, man. Like, she doesn't know how to like use her phone very well. It's a very dumb thing. Like, she always asks me to do stuff like this because she doesn't know like how to like do these things from time to time. She doesn't have an iPad. I love my wife. No iPad, Matt, because she doesn't know how to work it. And I'm like, it's the same as your phone. It's just bigger. Like, it's the same thing. Who do you know doesn't, I won't, she's 40, who cares? 40 years old, doesn't have an iPad or an iWatch, like no watch, just a phone, plain phone, like nothing else, no computer. She doesn't use her laptop ever, like doesn't like really use it like twice a year, just phone only. That's it. Only thing she's a work computer, but like, that's it. No iPad, no Apple Watch, no computer-ish really ever. What a unique person.
She's unencumbered, brother. She's living better than us. 10. Look at me. I've 14 Apple devices in my hands or on my body right now. Look at me.
So if you see me look down right now, I'm ordering a freaking Shake Shack for my kids from New York City here.
Possible future sponsor.
All right. How much we order from them? They should be our future sponsor. All right. So yes, no Kyler Murray right now, as we know, right? Dude, here's a question for you, Matt. Ready? Back to football. Do you like the Cardinals more or less with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback?
It's so funny you asked that. Last week, I play in a super contest pool with a friend, and we make picks together. I've mentioned it on this show before. And the super contest line for the Colts and Cardinals last week was 7.5. Kyler went out and it moved to 9.5. And I said to my buddy, like, hey, we're getting 2 free points here. We should probably just take Colts. And he was like, no, we're still taking the Cardinals at plus 7.5, even though the value sucks. And he demanded it and he hit it. It was a great call because we were both like, Kyler offers nothing. And the way that he's been playing, like, it just felt like that team had no juice. So I think Brissett, it's kind of like the Flacco thing. It's like, he's not better, but he at least can, helm a competent offense.
Get the ball to wide receivers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Trey McBride.
And I do think like Packers, man, just like their last 3 games have not been crisp. 13-10 loss, 40-40 tie, 27-18. The Bengals scored a couple times late there, but still have been terribly crisp. I would stay away from this game for now. Let's get to your favorite football team off of Monday Night Football loss here.
Yeah, Packers don't have a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. That's the problem. The Commanders are 2.5-point favorites in Dallas. The total on this is 54.5. It was actually 55.5 at some point, which is the highest total of the season. So expecting a lot of fireworks, I would play the under if I were you. I would think Dallas would be the side here with Dak playing at that level and his history against the Commanders. But I'm not dying to take that, but I'm curious what you think.
Why is it not 3, Matt?
I don't know. I don't know why it's not 3. Is it? What do you think?
Do you think they're trying to take Washington here?
Yeah. Good question. I don't know what this is. I think there's a lot of respect for Washington here.
Well, I also think that 3s are gone now too. Like 2.5, 2 is the new 3.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think you can say for both teams here, this is kind of their season. If Washington wins, they could potentially be tied up with the Eagles at top of the NFC East or a game back. Dallas would be at 2-4-1 with losses to Philly and Washington. They'd probably be in the dirt. And then the other way around, it's like Dallas would announce themselves and Washington would, they'd be under 500 and then they face the Chiefs next week on the road on Monday Night Football. So this is a big one. I think it looks like CeeDee Lamb might come back. It looks like Booker might come back. It looks like Turpin might come back, who had that touchdown in the games last year. I don't know. I have a not great feeling about this one.
Was it the wild game in Washington where both teams scored like super late?
Yeah, it was like an onside kick. It was like 3 scores. It was 2 special team scores, and then Dallas returned an onside kick for a touchdown. Washington missed an extra point at home, and it was a weird game. And then Marcus Mariota came in the second game and threw a touchdown as time expired. I don't know. This might just be a pass.
Yeah. I think it's a pass. I don't want to, we're not betting against your team. That feels silly too, by the way. All right. Sunday Night Football. I think I like a side here, but we'll talk it through.
I think I do too. The Falcons Niners. Interesting game. Falcons riding high. Niners laying 2.5 points. I'm just going to ask, why are the Niners favored?
Oh,
who's their quarterback?
I don't like the Falcons in this game, though.
Who's playing on the 49ers defense now? Like who?
Look,
do players matter? Or is it just like, oh well, it's it doesn't matter if Fred Warner and Kittle and all the receivers are all hurt.
This is, I think, an indictment on Atlanta that I don't think is still very good after last. I don't think people look at them as very good, even after they beat Buffalo. I think people value Shanahan, obviously, what he's done. And what he continues to do for this team. But you're exactly right. Fred Warner, you lose your 2 best defensive players that are irreplaceable, Bosa and Fred Warner. They're gone. There's no replacing them, right? Right now, offensively, you're still battling injuries. Don't know who the quarterback is, Matt. But I don't trust the Falcons at all in this spot. I'm not betting the Falcons in this spot. You like the Falcons right now in this game?
I would, if I had to pick this one, I would pick it. Yeah. It's concerning, but what are the 49ers? I don't understand.
No, the injuries are certainly a huge problem for them. And God, Atlanta's defense is ranked number 1 in the NFL in DVOA.
Yeah, I mean they've had some. I mean they obviously played a really good game last week against Buffalo, but the Falcons are just inconsistent, right? They get shut out by the Panthers and beat the Bills. They crushed the Vikings. That's going to help there, but then they lost to the Bucs. Marcus Mariota let them up when he was the backup starting for Washington. I think this is probably a pass, but I'm not taking the 49ers. Like, I'm sorry. I just don't see why they.
Okay, we don't have to. We don't have to.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Right. Thank you for talking me out of the Falcons. Like, what are we talking about?
We're not doing the Falcons. 2 Monday night games. The first one, I think we disagree on, but we're not. I don't think we're playing it. But I want to hear your take on Bucs at Lions here.
Bucs Lions. Lions are 5.5 point favorites now. This line has been on the move all week. I'm just double checking to see that it didn't move again. Another high total at 5.5. This is basically like who's the most banged up, right? Like the Lions have no one in their secondary, but the Bucs have maybe no receivers. Seems like Mike Evans could come back.
Yeah, but what's easier? So you like the Lions, right? If you like the Lions at 4, you said?
I liked them earlier, but now I think I'm coming back around to the Bucs.
Okay, so here's my case for the Bucs, Matt. What's easier to play with? No secondary or no wide receivers? We have answers for this, by the way.
Interesting. Make the case.
No wide receivers. We saw them with no wide receivers last week. They were fine. They're fine with no wide receivers.
And they lost.
The Chiefs don't have great wide receivers. The Chiefs don't. Not at the moment. Xavier Worthy's fine. He's good, right? But he's not like an elite wide receiver. Hollywood Brown's not elite. Travis Kelce's not what he used to be. And the Chiefs ran the ball to the Lions too. Scored 30 points. Tampa Bay's offensive line is good. Yeah, I know Bucky Irving probably, who knows, getting Wednesday, who knows who he's playing or not. But they can still run the football. I get Baker Mayfield getting 5.5 points in a dome, man. Like, I feel like I'm on the wrong side here because the number is going away from me, Matt. But I like Tampa, man.
Let's put them through. I think underdogs, by the way, 15-7 against the spread in night games this year. This is a little bit of I don't know. I think this, you mentioned the overthinking and Dan Rubenstein's expression, the underthink express. Like, I think this one is just a little bit funky. Like the Lions were, we took the Lions last week, just sort of saying like, hey, maybe they're, as good of a team as anybody. I think they're still perceived as one of the best teams in the league. And the Bucs, I think they're being perceived as banged up. But like, not only are the Lions banged up, but like, what happens to Brian Branch and him and another corner? I think it was Arnold. Were on Twitter like talking some smack back and forth. Like, there might be something going on with this Lions team. The Bucs, like, hey, if the Bucs are down 20 points in the fourth quarter, they could still cover this. Like, that's what they do. So I definitely don't mind catching the 5.5.
So
I've come around.
As of right now, we know that Mike Evans is out as of now.
Is he out?
Trying to play this week.
Yeah.
As of right now,
I have a feeling he'll come back.
Ibuka's out. Godwin's out.
They're not ruled out, right? Like they're trending towards.
Well, Ibuka's not playing. He hurt his hamstring. I don't think he's going to play. And then we know Godwin's already out. So Mike Evans will give it a go in practice this week with hopes of playing Monday against Detroit. If he plays, man, I think you got to like Tampa even more, right, in this spot.
Yeah.
Detroit defensively, like, what are they going to? I don't know how they're going to stop Tampa Bay, even without the wide receivers being there. I think it's a lot of points, dude. But I feel like we're on the wrong side of Vegas on this one. Like, it's going to be a very public side. But yeah,
it's a little frightening. For what it's worth, every year Tampa has a great run defense. This year they're number 5. So
and part of it too is like we're going to get we get 5.5 today. Is this get better? This number is probably the best we're going to get all week.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm fine with this one. Like even if we're square, like whatever. Like we are seeing most of the money is on Tampa, but only 57% of the tickets on DraftKings are on the spread. So 71% on the over. Yeah, I'm cool with this. Let's put it through. We've got one more game. This one I know you will be asleep for, and I will probably be stuck watching until the very end. The Texans are going to Seattle. Seattle stinks at home for some reason. This has moved around a bit. It has landed at just a straight up -3 for Seattle.
I don't. One last thing on Tampa Bay quickly.
Okay.
Baker is 16 against the spread as underdog.
Yeah, that's right. Way better as a dog.
He's so much better in this spot. Okay. Let's hear. I saw someone. It was a game the other day on our show. It was like, what is DVOA and why is Seattle number one? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't buy Seattle at all, man. I'm sorry. I don't buy Houston in this spot either. But I don't know what it is about Seattle. I just don't. I don't buy them as being as good as they are, and maybe that's my own fault, Matt. I watch them play, and I just don't see it as the best team in the NFL right now.
That's why I like Houston. I was hoping we'd get to a 3.5, but 2.5 is the key number now. But
what is it, 2.5 or 3?
2.5 is the key number. 3, I hoped we had gotten 3.5. But I do think that Houston is not a bad play here. I think it's a bit of a buy low on a team that got a bye. Teams off of buys have been very good this year. The teams with extended rest just keep covering, which is one of those things that doesn't matter until it does. I wish I had that stat in front of me. But yeah, I just think that this is probably the Seahawks for whatever reason. We talked about this last week when we took them at Jacksonville. 4-8 straight up under Mike Macdonald at home. 3-9. Only worst coach was Brian Callahan, who was obviously just fired. The situation here, the Texans, they're playing Monday Night Football after a bye week, 15 days between games. Teams with that much rest, according to our buddy Evan Abrams, 20-11 against the spread on the road since 2003.
Yeah.
The Seattle offense is not that hard to figure out, right? Jackson Smith-Njigba has been incredible. They should be able to put pressure on Sam Darnold, who, as we know, does not deal super well with pressure. Obviously, the Texans' offensive line a bit of a concern here, but I don't know. I think this is a nice buy low for the Texans, who everyone's written off. Everyone thinks that division is going to go to Jacksonville or Indianapolis. Yeah. And this could be a surprise spot for a team that I think at least at the beginning of the season, some hopes for.
Yeah, I'm just tad worried on the. Are they actually any good? I don't know. Can Houston do? I don't know. Can Houston do this, Matt? The offensive line issues. They're playing a little better. They got a get right game in Baltimore a couple weeks ago. That's my only concern with that game. All right, Matt. So that's it for the games right now. Here's what we have. All right. So the Chargers are in. All right. I think that based off our conversation, that we both think Cleveland should be in, correct?
Yeah. Let's take Cleveland.
And then I think we both like Denver, but do you really want to lay 7 with Denver? I don't know.
What about Cincinnati? We like them too, right?
Oh, yeah. Cincinnati's in, yes.
Cincinnati. Denver is interesting.
So we have the Chargers, Cleveland, Bengals right now.
And then Tampa Bay was a maybe.
Tampa Bay was a maybe. And then Denver -7. We like the Titans. In Philly, we talked about.
Yeah, I don't really want
Tennessee, Philly, Denver, Tampa, Houston.
I think we should definitely put Tampa in.
Okay, this will be our public play of the week.
It's not even that public. We're getting a good number.
Okay, so now we have. So we have Titans. We're not buying the Titans.
Why don't we take Denver?
Denver or Philly?
I think we should take Denver. I think we should go against the public, who's all over the Giants, even though we might not get the best number here. Don't you just feel like this is the week that they just run into a buzzsaw?
Yeah. I don't look. Here's one thing too: is that the rushing of Jackson Dart is gonna get him hurt. He's been beat up now multiple weeks in a row of him running the football, and I tweeted this at the time. I'm concerned about that, Matt. I'm concerned about his running. It's gotten to a point where it's just a lot. It's not like Lamar Jackson runs a lot but never gets hit. Falls down, he slides, he runs out of bounds. Dart gets pummeled, dude. Yeah, he gets pummeled. He doesn't take care of himself, and he's multiple weeks now he's had to come off the field because of injuries. Denver's defense is fast. They rush the passer well. Who's going to throw the ball to? Surtana's going to lock down Wendell Robinson. Who's the guy they're throwing the ball to in this game?
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to do very much offensively. So can Denver, can they win the game 23-10? Something like that? 23-13?
Yeah, I think they can.
Feels like something they can do here.
I like it. I think we have our 5. And after we do our 5, I do have one future I want to pitch you before we move on to college.
Okay, let's do the future. Okay, so we have our 5. Let's go. Chargers, -1.5. Cleveland, -2.5. That number is going to be bad. I think we have a better number later this week on that one. It is what it is. Good number on Bengals, +5.5. Good number in Tampa, +5.5. And Denver, -7. I don't think we're getting 6.5 in that one. I think it's the best number that we're going to get this week. Maybe someone gets 6.5 at some point. That's going to be blasted, in my opinion, immediately. That's a big thing about the Denver. It's a big number for the perception of either team right now, and they're telling you that Denver's that much better than the Giants.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Okay, what's our future?
I think we'll do better this week. We
can't do worse.
We can't do worse. I can't believe this number is still there. I'd like to submit Bijan Offensive Player of the Year +400. He's still behind Jonathan Taylor. Okay. Despite playing one fewer game, he's 72 yards ahead of him in just all-purpose yards. He's averaging 164 scrimmage yards per game. Last year, Saquon Barkley, I think, was in the 130 area. I just think that the discourse is starting pretty early of like, hey, is this guy just the best player in the league? I think to that point,
agreed. Yeah,
he's not. This is not likely to happen. But I couldn't believe the number. So hear me out. For MVP, +15,000 in a year where Josh Allen's looked a little wobbly, Mahomes a little wobbly. Lamar Jackson can't win this award this year just based on the games he's missed. Baker Mayfield's he is behind. I know it's a quarterback award, but he's behind Michael Penix. He's tied with Bryce Young in MVP odds. And we're talking about a guy who Saquon would have been the one to win it last year, but then he ran into 2 all-time quarterback seasons. I just kind of feel like the Lamar Josh thing was a debate and Josh had to get his. I don't think, if the Chiefs go 12-5, they're going to give it to Mahomes. How about just a little nibble at +15,000 for Bijan MVP?
I like the other one better, but we can nibble. We could put a little nibble on there.
I think he's I thought he was going to be minus money for Offensive Player of the Year. Jonathan Taylor is still the favorite, but
we still have $1,000 left we got to spend.
Why don't we do 900 on Offensive Player of the Year and 100 on MVP?
How about we do
or 500 and 250 or whatever?
No, we have other wagers I like.
Okay.
Can I also submit to you? We already have Chiefs to win the division. They're +150 to win the division. They're losing the division, Matt.
We've bet this one so many different ways. I think. How many more ways can we bet it? So I think we've bet it 3 times.
I wanted to bet more on Rams division. We already have +2. We have a better number now. Can I tell you one wager that the soonest wager that we're gonna hit, the soonest winner we're gonna have in our futures market?
Let's hear it.
So I told you this is my favorite market to play. It's a sack market.
Yeah. Okay. Nick Bonito.
So Nick Bonito has 8 sacks already.
What did we get him at?
10+.
Oh, love that. Nice hit, dude.
And then Jared Verse, we got at, we took an alt number for Jared Verse at 10+ sacks. Actually, the number came up a little bit. 10+ sacks at -120. So we took a different number than I got. Okay, that's fine. I think he's got 4 already though, Matt. So we're right. These are wherever they should be.
That's great.
I don't get this. I don't get these markets. Yeah. So whatever. I'm good with those markets. Anything else you want to look at our futures markets right now? Some good, some bad. I'm kind of curious. We're not going to. Seattle's going to be a loss. We have JSN over. Nice. That's good.
Yeah, we love that one.
Yeah.
All right, we've got some futures. All right. Why don't we move on to college?
We'll take a break.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and we'll get to college in just a second. Stay tuned, everybody. All right, Matt, we're back. College football. I'll just give you my picks. We don't have a ton of time, and if you're still here, please rate, review, subscribe. Our YouTube's going well. Our YouTube shorts are going well. I haven't checked in like the last couple of weeks. So please continue to watch those. Give us a rating and a review. And I'm not scuffing in college football. I'm not doing as well as I have in the past, Matt. And you mentioned earlier, a good friend of the program, Dan Rubenstein. He always says what do I say? The underthink express, right? Just like sometimes you have to underthink things, okay? Yeah. And I'm gonna give you some wagers today. I just went back to the basics. I went back to like I've sort of fooled myself out on some of these wagers. I'm just going back to what I've done in the past, what works, and you're just gonna do it, okay? The first one is I'm taking Iowa minus the 3 right now, hosting Penn State. I like this number before it moved when James Franklin got fired, Matt. But like Penn State's broken. They're just broken. There's no UCLA revival, right? UCLA fired their coach and they've revived themselves. The difference is Deshaun Foster was not as beloved as James Franklin. There's issues behind the scenes and their quarterback's out, right? UCLA still has Nico, who's really good. They got the best of him. The Penn State quarterback hasn't played ever. Now they're on the road to Iowa, and we know playing Iowa night game is super hard to do. So I really like Iowa in this game, and the 3 points. It was maybe I think 1 before the Franklin news came out. Obviously, it kept moving a little bit throughout the week as throughout Saturday as Penn State was losing to Northwestern. So I'm underthinking it. I'm gonna underthink this one. They're dead. Penn State's dead, and I'm going to bet against them. And if I'm wrong, I mean, so be it. I like Purdue +3, +3.5 at Northwestern. They're itching for a win. They learned about 3 times last week in a 7-point loss to who they played, Minnesota last week. They're getting better each week, which is important to note, right? They have a new coach who won at UNLV. Like they're just getting slowly better every week. They actually score points, 55th in the country in points per drive. I don't think Northwestern is 3 points better than really anyone. They don't have a home field advantage. So I like Purdue in this game to cover this game. I also like Cal laying 10 at home to North Carolina, Matt. The tough part about this game is that Cal is the team I'm actually worried about. I know a game from North Carolina. They're not very good. They played 3 real teams this season, right? Has Carolina, like 3 like actual teams, and pull up the results of these games, right? They played TCU week 1. They lost 48-14. They played Charlotte and Richmond. Who cares? They won both those games. They played UCF and lost 34-9. Then played Clemson and lost 38-10. Cal has their issues at times this year. They lost 34-0 randomly to San Diego State. Made no sense. But Cal's good on defense, as we know. They're off a bye. I think they'll be better on offense. North Carolina right now, just quickly, points per drive, 113 in the country, 80th points per drive on defense. They're on the road at Cal, night game, 10:30 Eastern body clock game for Carolina on a Friday night. So I like Cal here minus the 10 points. This is not an official play of mine. Those are 3 official plays. Quickly, Gabe will be shocked to say this, Matt. I actually think USC covers at Notre Dame. Not an official play. It's my thought. 9.5 feels like a lot of points. I like the over a lot in this game as well. I like Tennessee to cover, Alabama to cover at Tennessee. Sorry, Alabama to cover, hosting Tennessee as well. Big games this weekend. Ole Miss, Georgia as well. I lean 7.5. Ooh. Ole Miss is starting a quarterback who has yet to play a road game at this level of college football. I think he's a D2 transfer. That's worrisome. The problem is I don't know what Georgia really is, which isn't just a problem as well. So those are my 3 official plays, though. The other games that I touched on as well. Any last words, Matt?
Sounds like a nice set of picks.
Are you going to the Rose Bowl this weekend?
I will not be. I was offered last week to make it. Yeah, this is an interesting. You
can't make the Rose Bowl on a Saturday. You can't bring Jack to his first Maryland game.
I don't think that's worth the 3-hour commute each way.
This is the thing about UCLA. I want UCLA to succeed. I love the Rose Bowl, but this is the number one problem. Like, you probably can't turn Drake Stadium into an actual football stadium on campus, but like the travel to the Rose Bowl is brutal, man. Like the casual fan doesn't want to go, and they need casual fans to want to go to UCLA games. And like, for example, like you're Maryland, if they were playing on campus, you would probably go. That's an easy drive for you. But it's 45 minutes away with no traffic.
Dude, it's
through downtown LA.
1,000 years away.
Yeah. Like, I think it just really hurts UCLA. Even though you're not even rooting for them, you'd be rooting for Maryland. If the game was closer, you would probably go. It's silly. It is what it is. They have like another 20 years at the Rose Bowl with their contract, but that's just me bitching about UCLA as a former UCLA fan or current UCLA. I like UCLA. I hope they do well. Any last words, Matt?
No, buddy. I think we're going to do better this week. Can't do worse.
We can't do worse. All right, buddy. Everyone, thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Tuesday with a much better week. So have a great weekend watching ball. Talk to you guys next week. Take care, everybody.